Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan. The developers of The Division and The Division 2 during their E3 promotion have done a bit of a deep dive into some of the new and exciting things coming with The Division 2. This series of deep dive videos will feature Terry, Goat Horns Up, from Red Storm, and Frederick, the weapons guy, from Massive. Similar to the state of the games, they talk casually about a lot of new stuff, and I've decided to chop these topics up so that we can carefully and concisely look at what's coming in The Division 2. If you enjoy this format and these videos, be sure to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts on what's new in The Division 2. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the new UI and also we'll be looking at the new kid on the block, Specializations. There's also a little bit of a teaser hint about some things that we can expect from Specializations that are definitely not in The Division 1. So let's play the video of what they have to say and then we'll bring it back and talk about it.
This is a new menu, right? The menu layout
Right.
is new, and how you handle your inventory is new, and you see some new slots as well. So you have all of your regular old slots. You have your 2 main weapons, your sidearm, your 6 main slots. They're not changing, but we also have some new slots that weren't there before. That kind of, because this is an in-game character, and we have specializations on these guys, they also gain another slot for a signature weapon that goes above and beyond what the game already is.
Right.
And also the signature, specialization can grant you different grenades. So the grenade wheel is gone. You have one grenade type, and that's what. If you pick it up for your specialization, you can have a special one, or you can have your regular default one if you want to. So
as a
Can we just
sharpshooter, I have a different grenade.
right.
Yeah.
So as a sharpshooter, you actually right now have a flashbang.
Yeah.
As a demolitionist, I have an incendiary grenade.
As you should.
I mean, it's all about that fantasy of setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
You play our game, you play through it from 1 to 30, you gain all of this gear, then you slowly start to see like cool RPG stuff on gear, and then you hit 30, and at 30, this whole new feature unlocks, right, which is specializations, and specializations will grant you more things and more ways to progress above and beyond the 1 to 30 progression. Right?
Absolutely an end game progression. And it's going to emphasize how you've been playing all along, you know.
Right.
And they're not mutually exclusive too. I want to make sure
It's a
people
deep dive. Yeah.
they don't confuse these with classes. You're not
no.
leveling to level 30 and then locking yourself into anything.
You can switch.
You can switch, absolutely.
And progression is retained in each specialization as you switch them around. But it gives you a little way of talking about who you are as a character. Like, okay, I play demolitionist with this build, and then you talk about your build and your gear and stuff like that. So it's like a 2-layered thing, right?
And that means that my demolitionist can be different than your demolitionist.
Totally. Like you can go around being like close CQB with like shotguns and things like that, whereas I could be a sniper demolitionist for all that matters. So like you will have a role, but you can still have the whole gear game just as before, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And specializations will grant you some other things as well. Like they'll grant you some new unique skill mods that might be unique to those specializations. Maybe some new talents, maybe some new stat bonuses, things like that, right?
So as we can see now, there is a bit of an overhaul to the UI. I personally think it looks really, really nice. It's easier to understand and kind of good to see everything the way that it is with the weapons on top. With this new UI, we have a lot of the same things though. We do have 3 weapons. We have 2 of the major weapons, so you can have 2 shotguns if you want. You can have an assault rifle and a sniper rifle or an LMG. Similar to how we had it before. And then there's also the sidearm. So also that's returning with the game is we have 6 gear pieces. We've got the chest, the mask, the holster, the knee pads, the gloves, and the backpack. So all of that stuff is still the same. And then as they've said, once you hit level 30, you have the option to specialize. And then once you specialize, you unlock a specialized weapon that you can kind of follow down the path to a specific tree. And then, you know, from there, you can customize your character even more. Now, once you specialize, you're also granted different grenades, which I thought was pretty interesting. And now the grenade wheel is gone. So that's also another thing that I think might kind of help players cater more to what their roles are in the game. As they said during this little section, the sharpshooter is going to have a flashbang, and the demolitionist is going to have an incendiary grenade. And this is one of the things that I was really hoping for, is that they would actually have these trees that would kind of let you cater more to a specific role. I said, I think over a year ago, I was talking about something similar to classes. They're doing it a little bit differently. They're not specifically calling it classes, but in a way that's kind of what it is, but it's not really locking you into a specific class, which I totally agree with, and I think I've talked about before. I did want people to have flexibility, but I did want them to be able to pick and choose what they wanted to do. And the good thing is that once you pick a specific specialization, you can always go back to something else and then keep those experience points in that specialization and then go back to it later at a different date. So if you want to be a sharpshooter and then you play it and then you like it and then you say, you know what, I want to be a demolitionist today, or I want to try out the demolitionist, you can do that. Go over and switch it, try it out, see if you like it more, get some of the weapons and the gear and some of this other stuff associated with it, and then you still get to keep all of the experience and the gear and everything that goes along with the previous specialization you had, and you don't lose anything. So I think that's really going to change the end game, and I'm really looking forward to a lot of these new changes. So at the very end, Frederick kind of started hinting at some of the things that we can expect as these specializations go on. I'm super excited about it, but a little bit worried just because as a Division content creator, it's going to be hell keeping up with all of these mods and such that he was kind of referring to. So having special talents that are associated with different specializations, along with different mods and stuff being unlocked once you have those specializations, is going to be really interesting, because it's going to push people to play really heavily into the game and get certain levels and milestones to achieve that unlocks different things. And I think this will eventually prolong the game and really make it interesting, and they can go completely crazy, and then without breaking the game, they'll be able to make tweaks to certain specializations and look at certain things individually and then see if it works or it doesn't work, or if something is too strong, and be able to dial it back and look at those things without really kind of going into overall thinking about one specific thing. Like before, we had problems where one gun class might be too strong because a certain combination of talents just made it OP. Now with these specialization talents, they're going to be able to look at that talent and say, hey, you know, this works for this type of weapon, and maybe we should bump this up, or we should dial this back a little bit. And I think that's a good step in the right direction, because they'll be able to accurately fine tune and hone things, because we know right out of the gate, once the game comes out, it's going to be a kind of free for all. It might be a little bit toned down, or it might be kind of outrageous, but I doubt they'll hit the nail perfectly on the head, just because people are going to have their own play styles and play it a bit differently, and a lot of people are going to be looking for the best exploits to do different things. That's just how video games work. So I'm really excited to see how all of this stuff plays out, and I want to know from you guys, what is it that you think about these specializations that you're looking forward to? What kind of weapons are you most looking forward to? What do you think is going to happen with the specializations? Do you think it's really going to take over and be what a lot of these loot shooters are going to start aiming for? And yeah, I just want to know what you guys think about the new UI and these specializations. Leave your comments down below. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And until the next video, I am Khan, and I will see you. Get hyped for the Division 2.
Khan.